Hey guys, we just arrived to Vietnam. We're gonna be here for a while, so I'm gonna have a lot of videos for you guys. We're gonna be doing the Ha Giang Loop for Christmas in just a few days, and I'm really excited for that. So come along with us and let's check it out. Our first city in Vietnam was Hanoi, famous for its chaotic and beautiful streets. It's a very densely populated city. It's actually the capital of Vietnam, has so much to explore. We started our morning at a cafe called Coffee Station. It's a little hidden in a small alley. I got the viral coconut coffee. It was so delicious, but it was more like an ice cream with a little bit of coffee on the bottom than an actual coffee. For breakfast, we had an egg and avocado toast. It turned out to be very good. Later on, we went to visit the prison museum. It was very small, yet offered a powerful insight to the struggles the Vietnamese people faced throughout history and their incredible resilience. Then we went to another viral TikTok spot, the train street. In the middle of the millions of cafes, you will see train tracks. These tracks belong to a real huge working train. You can walk through and find a cozy place to sit and sip some coffee while you enjoy the colorful atmosphere of the train street while waiting for the moment that the train arrives. Guys, this was the sketchiest, scariest thing I've ever done, and I will probably never go again. But the train comes at a certain time of day. When the train is like 5 minutes away, the shop owners come out and tell you to sit an exact certain way so you don't get hit by the train. And that's when I started to panic because I realized that it actually does get super close. Anyway, after that traumatizing event, we walked out of the train street and enjoyed Hanoi at night. We went to the weekend night market. Unlike the night markets in Thailand, this one was full of clothes and name brand dupes. I personally can never tell if anything is fake or not, but I've seen many reviews that say that nothing here is the real brand. It was very cool to walk around and see what everyone had for sale. We got hungry and went to this bao bun place that was hidden down another alley. The little lady made us some delicious buns that cured our hunger. The next day, we took a VIP sleeper bus, $12 per person. This was so fancy, it even had massage chairs, and I slept most of the way from Sapa to Hanoi. We made it and it was so much cooler than Hanoi. We were high up in the mountains and it was so beautiful to walk through the town. It felt busy like Hanoi, but cozy as any mountain town can feel. We went straight away to get something warm in our bellies and found a really delicious hot pot place. It hit the spot. Then we drove about 20 minutes outside of Sapa and stayed at a cute homestay in Tavan. It was very cozy. We did a really cool hike that took us through multiple Hmong villages. The Hmong people are an indigenous group that live in this region, and if you come here, you will see the women selling handmade crafts or offering to show you some of the hiking trails. The hike is beautiful. It also takes you through the rice terraces on the mountainside, but as of late December, it is not rice season. We walked through a majestic bamboo forest. I don't think I've ever seen a natural bamboo forest before. I think only like in zoos or fancy gardens. The trek also took us to a small waterfall, and we saw many precious animals. We crossed this bridge and stopped to admire the river below. In total, we hiked for about 2.5 hours. In the morning, I had this life-changing pineapple banana pancake at the little restaurant across the street from us, and then we went back into Sapa Town for our last full day here in this region. I thought Sapa Town was adorable, but we quickly left again, just a few minute drive outside of town to visit Cat Village. A lot of people say this is a tourist trap, and maybe it is. To me, it felt like one because you have to pay to get in, to walk through so many shops and people selling stuff. It's like 20 to 30 minutes of just walking through the shops. Eventually, you come to a part that is very beautiful, and people dress up in traditional costume and take photos. There are a few cool waterfalls and some horses to take pictures with. I love the cute little pigeon homes all over, and the traditional houses were very beautiful to look at. We went inside on the traditional houses to have a look around and admire the village from above. I still think it was very beautiful, but people don't actually live here, and it's not an actual village. I think it's more of a display of the culture, which is super cool. We watched a traditional dance show and then continued exploring, eventually making our way up and out to do the rainbow slide. It was our favorite thing we did all day. We paid like 40,000 dong for one ride. I only have this really blurry video, but it was really so much fun. I wish I could do it all over again and again. Then we went up to the Viet Trekking coffee shop to share a drink while we watched the tram go up and down through the dense fog. We made it back to Sapa Town in the evening, and it was a sight to see, all lit up. Very gorgeous. The next morning, we took a sleeper bus to Ha Giang. It was so cozy and a very interesting way to travel for sure. So the next day, we started the Ha Giang Loop. We had a banh mi for breakfast and it really hit the spot. And then we got assigned our drivers. My driver was really safe and responsible. He was also very kind to me. The loop itself is just breathtaking. It takes 4 days and you stop about every 30 minutes to witness some really breathtaking scenery. What makes it fun is sharing the experience with friends. Every stop you got to talk and play games, sometimes even people did karaoke. I really enjoyed every single second of it. We saw so many cute puppies. This one was my favorite, and it's also probably my favorite video I've ever captured because it's just so cute. Our first day we did a little walk to a small waterfall where some people swam. The next day we continued on our adventure watching Vietnam from the viewpoints on the mountainsides. Truly a beautiful experience. We even stopped by a canyon that had a gorgeous turquoise river running through it. And although we were all so freezing cold, it was still worth every second because of the beautiful nature surrounding us. It was very hard to really capture the essence of doing the Ha Giang Loop. I was really afraid of dropping my camera on the back of the motorcycle. The last 2 days I didn't record, but please believe me when I say it was a once-in-a-lifetime, very special experience. It will always be an adventure that I will remember dearly. We took a sleeper bus to Ninh Binh after finishing the loop. We stayed a little outside of the city at this adorable homestay. They had free bicycles that we took out for a little ride through the countryside. It was very peaceful. We actually stopped for a little coffee. Vietnamese coffee is crazy good. And then we continued on through the rice fields and mountains. It was probably a highlight of Ninh Binh just because it's so picturesque. We made it to the town and had a little sweet treat at the crepe stand, and then biked over to this duck farm. I've never seen so many little ducklings before, and they all wanted to be close to you in case you dropped some food for them. It was really cute to see them just waddle around following whoever they thought had a snack. And then we went to try roasted duck for dinner. I know, kind of messed up, but hey, at least you know it's fresh. Chris absolutely loved it, but for me, I wasn't a huge fan. We spent our mornings soaking up the sun with our friends at the homestay. The owners are literally the kindest, sweetest people, and they have the most cuddly dogs. I really loved the view from the pool. Later on, we went to try out the famous boat ride in Tra Nang. We waited in a line for a ticket. The waiting area was very cute and full of tourists from all over. And then shortly after, we got on the boat. You go with 4 people, which was perfect for us because we went with our friends. I did feel really bad for the little tiny lady rowing 4 grown people for literally 3 hours. There was a few stops along the way at various temples and historic sites. I enjoyed it overall, but it was a little bit long. In the evening, we went over to the old town and we were pleasantly surprised by the beauty here. There was a large temple that was lit up so beautifully. Inside was filled with incredible art from floor to ceiling. We also walked up some stairs and made it to another shrine that overlooked the river and the town below. It was such a lovely view. I'm glad we stopped by before we left to Hoi An. We spent New Year's Eve in Hoi An, and the night started out with some khao lao. We then adventured through the old town and stopped to get a sweet banh mi. Then we made it to the party street. It was full of beauty and life. It made the perfect spot to bring in the new year. We found an Irish pub where we shared some drinks and enjoyed the fireworks once the clock struck 12. One morning, we woke up early to try a Vietnamese breakfast called bo nay at a local restaurant. This is a sizzling meat platter with fried egg and a fresh banh mi and veggies on the side. I do have to say, it is delicious. We spent that morning taking in the beauty of Hoi An, enjoying the sunshine and the busyness of the people. I also tried out an aerial yoga class, and for lunch we walked to get an egg coffee and a scrumptious banh mi. Literally cannot get any more delicious than this. We were super fat and directly after went to try some more khao lao soup hidden in the alleys of a cute neighborhood. These ladies cooked us up some very delicious soup that definitely hit the spot. In the evening, we went over to Pottery Village. We paid an entrance fee and then headed into the village, which was full of different little pottery cafes and art pieces. It was fun to walk around and admire the creativity. We chose a place to try out some pottery on our own. It was very interesting, and after our little creations dried, we were able to paint them. It made for a unique experience. Once the sun set, we walked back into the historical town and watched the beautiful lanterns float peacefully on the river. We also made a stop in Da Nang, just a 45-minute drive from Hoi An. You will find a big city with a cute coastal vibe.
The first thing we did was go to see the night market. There was many stalls to shop at and also a huge selection of street food to try. Chris and I tried some local fruits from one of the vendors and then continued on to see the New Year's festival. We were lucky enough to arrive on the last day of the festival and got to enjoy the celebration. We tried some roasted pork and beer at the beer garden there, and then made it in time for such an epic show. It was so cool seeing the performers and listening to the music. And finally, we made our way to find a spot to watch the famous Dragon Bridge light up. On the weekends, this bridge gets shut down, and twice a night you get to watch the dragon spit fire. It also spits water at the end, but I didn't capture that. In the morning, we woke up and took a little walk to a local Mai Quang restaurant. I think these noodles are my favorite noodle dish in Vietnam so far. And after, we made our way to the beach for a cute little coastal walk. We found some chairs to rent and really just relax for a while. We even got to see a rainbow. And of course, we shared a banh mi before heading home. But we really enjoyed the beach here. We spent a lot of time lounging on the chairs and watching the ocean. One of our last nights in Da Nang, we met up with our besties for a fancy goodbye dinner at 4P's Pizza. It's a really famous restaurant in Vietnam. The menu is full of unique pizzas. We got half and half burrata and ham and spicy garlic shrimp pizza. It was so good. Unfortunately, the rain did not stop on our last days in Da Nang. We searched for something indoors and found the Maha Spa. This was a little pricey for Vietnam, but still very affordable comparing to the US. We both got full body massage and I got a hair treatment, all coming out to be $50 US. And the place was so cozy and fancy. We even filled out our preferences before the massage. We got to soak our toes and change to some new clothes for the massage, and it was very enjoyable. Okay guys, I'm going to come back with a part 2 for Vietnam, just so the video doesn't get too long. If you came this far, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye!